got on the plan today is we're gonna, Cameron is going to stack firewood for Mom and Dad. We're at their house right now, so we're gonna put firewood on their porch for them, or Cameron is. And Trinette and I are gonna take care of the garden right here. Now that we're done pruning and stuff at my place, we've got this garden plot we've got to take care of. All these tomato cages got to come out. Yesterday, I pulled up all of the stakes that hold the tomato cages up. And so now we're going to pull them out, get it ready so I can come over with the tractor to till it, and then hook on with the plows and plow it and let it sit for a little while. And then we've got some weeding to do for my mom and dad. Their orchard, which I just finished, is right in the background here. Theirs is bigger than the one that we have. That's finally done after another week or so of pruning. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and start our day. So here we go. All right, we're back. There's Cameron doing firewood still. He's loading up the porch. But anyway, we've got all the tomato cages ripped out, and the garden's prepped now, ready for the tractor to do its job. But I set aside a couple of tomato cages, different kinds, just to talk about them with you guys, tell you pros and cons of each one, and which ones we prefer, if this helps you at all with your garden. But this one right here, if you can see it, I'll lay it down. All it is net wire from fencing, like, I don't know if you could see by the fence there, but same stuff. It comes in a roll of a couple 100 feet. You can get it at a livestock place. Around here in the southern Utah, we have Intermountain Farmers, Steve Regan, probably your home centers. I've never looked, so I haven't noticed if they have them. Tractor Supply. Any ranch supply store will have this kind of net wire, and it comes in different lengths, lengths. Well, let me rephrase that, because lengths would be like 100 feet and so on, but you might find it in 40-inch tall, 48 inches, 50 inches tall. My preference is the taller the better, because your tomato plants get quite tall, and there's two different kinds. There's determinate tomatoes and indeterminate. The determinate, they grow to a specific height and then they stop growing. They don't get any taller. But the kind that we grow here in our garden is indeterminate. So they keep growing and growing and growing. They outgrow these. They keep growing outside and drifting, cascading down to the ground even more. But these are kind of short. This one is probably a 36-inch tall. So what we do is we take that roll of net wire, and I don't remember how long we determine or how many squares, and we cut it with a bolt cutter, and then we roll it and we hook the ends right here with some pliers, and it just makes a ring. And then these right here we use to just stake into the ground. Doesn't always work, but it does help keep them in place in the ground. Then there's this kind right here. These are just kind of leftovers that we had on the property from way back when my grandparents were around. And this is more like for peas. I use them because it's here and it's available, but I don't like them. This is really flimsy. They get bent and squished, and they don't support the tomato well enough. They end up just kind of collapsing. So that's not my favorite at all, or preference. Here's another one. These are the ones you see quite often, and there's two different sizes. So these really tall ones, this one is, whoops, the tag is coming off. Let's see. This one's a 42 inch, okay? This one is what I prefer. They are quite expensive. So if you buy a bunch of them though, you might get a discount where you buy them from if you buy a lot. So ask about that, and that could save you some money. These little dinky things are just about worthless for tomatoes. I don't recommend them. I mean, they're great for bell peppers or something, but they're too lightweight, a light gauge wire, and they're too short. The tomatoes, once again, they grow up past it, they cascade over, and they just don't do a whole lot. So my preference are these two right here. Money-wise, it's a big investment to buy a roll of this wire for, it's been so long since I bought them, but $100, maybe even more than that now. And I don't know how many, if you cut up that whole entire roll, how many tomato cages you'd get out of it, but these will last you forever. They're galvanized, they're a heavy-duty wire, they're not going to break on you. And I'll show you in a minute how we store them, because that's another issue, is where are you going to put them once you've got these. So these can stack inside of each other, and you can store them that way. So they're a space-saving kind when you store them, and that works good. These can be expensive too if you buy a lot of them, but my recommendation, buy a heavy-duty gauge wire. If they come apart on you, like right here where they're welded, don't throw them out. You can, if you can find someone that you know that has a welder, you can re-weld them and get some more life out of them. That is one issue though. I think they're spot welded and at the factory, and they do come apart if you tug on them too hard. And so you can break them quite easy if you're not careful. So what we do when we store these, I'll bring them over. And we just kind of store them back here. We just stack them up for the season when we're done with them. And then, let's see, this is January, so sometime in June, we'll end up pulling them back out and putting them in the garden again before the tomatoes get too tall to do that. So let me put this one up here. There. And then I'll show you how we store these. We store these just how you get them out of the store at the home center or whatever. Just stack them up nice and tidy. So anyway, another job done, many more to do, and how you coming along, Cameron? All right, hope that helps. Thanks, guys.